number 110, and Lars Lamberell, number 78. Row 11, Darren Keane, number 45. Darren had an excellent drive in the second heat to come through from that same grid position from 21st all the way up to 4th place. Mick Wieshofer is alongside Darren on the 11th row of the grid in kart 115. On row 12, we've got Reiners van Kamthut, number 32, and Alex Orlando, number 107. On row 13, Juan Manuel Correa, number 86, and Jack Martin, number 89. Row 14, Omar Ishmael, number 20. Omar nearly had an excellent race in heat number 2 because he came from 27th up to 11th at one point, and just as he got onto the tail of the top 10, something happened late on in the race and he dropped back to the tail of the field. But the pace was good in the earlier race. Aleski Cascatalo, number 109, he's alongside on the 14th row. On the row 15, Flashman Finneran and Seo Oyama. Row 16, Samuel Haruska and Zachary Dante. And row 17, Damian Wisnicki starts 33rd. The kart's then heading on to the second of 2 formation laps. Just to remind you of the results. Ralph Aron, the winner of the first race this morning. Guan Yu Zhou was second. David Wooder was third. And in heat 2, Philip Hamprecht was the winner. Guan Yu Zhou again second. And Ralph Aron third. So the way it works is you score 0 points for a heat win, 2 points for second, 3 points for third, and so on. It's one with the least points, i.e. the driver with the best set of results that will get pole for the pre-final tomorrow. And at the moment, Ralph Aron has accumulated 3 points because he's had a win and a third. Philip Hamprecht has accumulated 5 points because he's had a win and a fifth. And then Guan Yu Zhou, he's in between them, he's accumulated 4 points with 2 second place finishes. So as it stands, Ralph Aron is in the best position to get pole. Guan Yu Zhou has got the second best set of results at the moment, and Philip Hamprecht third, and there's only a couple of points between the 3 drivers, but this could all change with this third heat. They're being bunched up as they make their way through turn 8, ready for this third and final heat for the juniors. Once again, the juniors will have a 6-lap race, a 6-lap heat. Pole position, Harrison Thomas needing a good result here. They'll all qualify for the pre-final, but it's just a case of getting up at the sharp end of the grid. Guan Yu Zhou alongside him, and then Ralph Aron and Jack McCarthy on row number 2. Here we go, the race about to get underway. Guan Yu Zhou comes straight across to the inside. At the inside, you've got Jack McCarthy making a good start. No, it's Ralph Aron making a good start to the race in second. We got 2 off at the first corner, so they go off into the gravel. And the race leaders make their way through turn 2. Marshall's running to the first corner, and the karts, both of them, eventually get back underway. But from the middle of the pack, we lost 2. We lost 1 or 2 others with moments at the second turn. The race leaders coming out of turn 3 and heading up towards turn 4 then for the first time in this race. And Harrison Thomas has held the lead of the race. Ralph Aron is second. Guan Yu Zhou is in third position. And it looks like Yakamati Paulin is running in 4th place. I think it's then Jack McCarthy next up in 5th position as they make their way out into the distance through turn 6, through turn 7, the right hand up, and then 8 and 9 through the S's section at the end of this 1.7 kilometre long lap. Race leader then, Harrison Thomas. It's not the first time he's led, but he needs, if he can, to hold on and finish in the top 3 here to make up for that disappointing result in heat number 2. He's got, though, Ralph Aron literally right on his tail, bumper to bumper as they go into the first corner. And Ralph Aron is going to have a look up the inside into turn 2, but Harrison Thomas is keen enough on the brakes to keep him at bay. Runs a bit deep into the corner and coming under more pressure as they go into turn 3 from Ralph Aron. Ralph can't find a way through again, though. Harrison Thomas, though, runs wide through the hairpin, and Ralph Aron comes through this time to pick up the lead of the race. So coming into turn 4, you'll see the blue colour scheme first if you're watching online. That's Ralph Aron into the lead of the race. Harrison Thomas is second. In third position, Guan Yu Zhou. And there was a change as all that was happening at the same corner, a bit further back. For 4th place as Jack McCarthy got up the inside of Yakamati Paulin. So McCarthy with the blue helmet, the green and white race suit, he's back up to 4th. With the white helmet, Paulin is there in 5th position. And then Philip Hamprecht with the green helmet, the Heat 2 winner, he's there in 6th position just behind them. 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th are all together as well in the top 10. Tommy Hannes, number 111, is in 7th place. Richard Verschoor, number 80, is in 8th. Max Hoffer, number 98, is in 9th. And Leonard Hugenboom, number 28, in 10th place. Dries van Teur just outside the top 10 in 11th position. And there's going to be a challenge for second place here from Guan Yu Zhou through turn 1, but he can't quite make it through, so he hangs back in 3rd position. Dropping down the order, plummeting down the order through the first part of this lap is Paulin. So Paulin down 3 or 4 places, I think, in the 105 kart. The Finnish driver sucked to the back of the next pack of karts as we see a switch at the head of the field, and Guan Yu Zhou has made it through this time, through turns 3 and into turn 4. He makes the move stick. Ralph Aron drops down to 2nd place, and Harrison Thomas to 3rd. So Guan Yu Zhou has made his way to the head of that group now. Jack McCarthy 4th, Philip Hamprecht in 5th position. And then Verschoor and Hoffer have come through as the next 2 drivers. Darren Keane has already made his way up onto the fringes of the top 10. We've got a spinner out at turn 6. May have been a bit of contact along the way. And that kart now gets going again. I think it might have been Seiya Ayama, the Japanese driver, who went onto the grass. He's got going again, but he's at the back of the field as the leaders go into turn 1. Zhu ahead of Aron and Thomas, and Aron now launches one at the inside into the right-hander. Thomas follows him through at the second corner, and Guan Yu Zhou is bumped back down to 3rd place, and Harrison Thomas is having a look for the lead of the race into turn 3, but the door is closed in just in time, and Aron hangs on to the lead of the race. You've got McCarthy coming into the mix now, and Hamprecht trying to go around the outside as well with the green helmets. So the top 5 altogether. In 6th place is Verschoor, in 7th is Hoffer. They've moved up the order, and they're almost onto the tail of this group now. So you've got 7 karts for the lead of the race here. Ralph Aron hanging on to the position for the moment. Defensive on the way into the left-hander at turn 6 is Thomas. He runs a bit too deep into the corner as a result of that. And through turn 7, he might lose the place. Just about hangs on. Guan Yu Zhou, though, almost got 2nd place away from him there. 1 or 2 tangles a bit further down the order. That lead group of 7 flying off towards us. Paulin, who got bumped down the order at the start of the previous lap, is down in 10th place now. So Jakomati Paulin down to 10th position, just ahead of Lars Lambrell and Darren Keane, who are 11th and 12th respectively. Dries van Teur lost a lot of time on that lap as well. He's down in 18th place as the lead group go through onto the 5th lap of the race. 2 laps to go. Ralph Aron and Thomas, and one kart riding over the back of another there from 4th place. Who's that that's gone wide? It might have been Verschoor, I think, that slipped back a couple of places, just rode over the back of another, and 2 more karts from the tail end of the field going off at turn 2 and kicking up the dust. So at the head of the field they come through now. Zhu leads, Aron is 2nd, Thomas is 3rd, McCarthy and then Hamprecht 4th and 5th. I think it was Verschoor that lost some time in that lead group. So it's split them up now. The top 5 broken away from 6th and 7th. Thomas losing a place coming out through turn 6. He bogged down there and just lost all his momentum, lost all his acceleration coming out of turn 6. So Thomas just fading away a little bit now in 5th position. And at the head of the field, Guan Yu Zhou. So if he wins this one, that will take it, well, it'll stay on 4 points. 2 points would be added to Ralph Aron's tally for 2nd place. That would take him to 5. So Zhu would get pole position as Philip Hamprecht lunges down the inside of Jack McCarthy to pick up 3rd place. So McCarthy been pushed back to 4th position there, and a change of lead here. Running wide through the 2nd turn is the race leader. So Guan Yu Zhou has to concede the position to Ralph Aron, but then he gets him back on the way into the next hairpin. It's all bunching up. He got 5 of them together here. It's the final lap of the race. Who's going to win this one? To the tail of the field, to the head of the field rather, has gone Ralph Aron. Zhu is 2nd. McCarthy 3rd. No, Zhu is not 2nd. He's Hamprecht in 2nd. 3rd is McCarthy. Guan Yu Zhou has slipped back to 4th position. And then you got Thomas in 5th place. So a win now for Ralph Aron would put him onto pole position for the pre-final. He's doing really well, the Estonian driver here. But he has still got pressure here from Philip Hamprecht, who himself has been a race winner today. Philip, if he got the win here, that could put him onto pole position. There's 2 corners to go. Making their way through the final turn now. Into the corner they go at turn 9. And is it going to be Ralph Aron? I think it will. Ralph Aron's going to hang on to the victory here. The checkered flag comes out and he just about hangs on to it. Hamprecht coming back at him as they went across the line. And in the end, 42 thousandths of a second was all that split them. So Ralph Aron wins by less than half a tenth of a second. Hamprecht in 2nd place. Guan Yu Zhou was 3rd. Jack McCarthy with his best result so far in 4th place. That's more like it. Well done, Jack. In 5th position, Harrison Thomas. That was a good drive from him as well. In 6th position then was number 28, Leonard Hugenboom. In 7th place, Max Hoffer, number 98. That thinks his best result so far today. Max Hoffer making good progress from 11th on the grid. In 8th place was the 111 kart driven by Tommy Hannes. In 9th place, number 78, Lars Lamberell. And in 10th place was 105, Yakamati Paulin. So Ralph Aron with 2 wins and a third. That's 3 points in total. That will put the Estonian onto pole position. So Ralph Aron will get pole position. Philip Hamprecht has had 2 wins and a fifth, so he'll get 5 points. Guan Yuzo was third. He's already got 4 points for the 2 seconds, so he'll have 7. So this is all very rough and off the top of my head, but I reckon Ralph Aron will be on pole. Philip Hamprecht will be second on the grid for the pre-final, and the third best qualifier will be Guan Yuzo in third position after 2 seconds and a third. So Ralph Aron, the winner there. On screen you can see for Dan Holland Racing the advantage that he had, just 42 thousandths of a second as Hamprecht almost nipped him on the line. Third place to Guan Yuzo, as shown with the British flag next to his name. He's a Chinese driver, but he races with a British licence, and it's your licence that gives you your nationality in European racing. Jack McCarthy, fourth. So Dan Holland win, Strawberry are second, third and fourth, and Paul Carr Racing with Harrison Thomas come home fifth. In 6th place, Team TKP, their driver Leonard Hugenboom was 6th. Max Hoffer, the Austrian for KMS in 7th. Tommy Hannes, the Finnish driver for MPT, 8th. Lars Lamberell for Hugo Motorsport was 9th. And Yakamati Paulin for MPT coming home in 10th place. Ed Tansley 11th, Richard Verschoor 12th. Mick Wieshofer 13th. Darren Keane slipped back to 14th in the end. Reiners van Kamthut was 15th. David Wooder was 16th. David had a good start to the day with a third place finish, but his problems in qualifying, he was one of several drivers I think that didn't really get enough laps in, or clean laps in, so he's not been able to make that same sort of progress that he did in the first race in heats 2 and 3. He's been stuck in the middle of the pack, 14th on the grid, and that time he went back a couple down to 16th place with Juan Manuel Correa coming home in 17th place. Alex Orlando 18th, Marino Sato 19th, Daniel Luco 20th, Samuel Ruska 21st, Zachary Dante 22nd. Zachary over from the USA, learning the kart, learning the circuit, but improving there. That's I think his best finish so far from pretty much the back of the field. So up to 22nd, good progress made by the American. Jack Martin was 23rd, Eileen Sheehan was 24th, Finlay Hutchison 25th, Dennis Mavlanov 26th, Flashman Finneran 27th, Omar Ishmael was 28th, Maurizio van der Laan was 29th, Sayo Ayama was off the road at one point, finished 30th, Damian Wisnicki 31st, Aleski Kesketalo 32nd and 1 lap down. Dries van Tur, I'm afraid, had a rough ride that time through and finished in last place, 1 lap down, the Belgian driver. So that is the heats complete, and subject to all the confirmation and the checks, I reckon that means that we'll have Ralph Aron on pole position for the pre-final tomorrow as the winner of 2 heats, third place in the other one, and a very strong drive from him with Philip Hamprecht looking his nearest rival, and I think it'll be Philip who starts second on the grid, and unofficially I reckon that Guan Yuzo will start third. So that's the junior entry. Just to say as well that we'll be recording interviews after racing this afternoon, ready to show online tomorrow with the pole position sitters. So if you get pole position in your class, then we'd like to have you, if we can, on the circuit on the start-finish line where we conduct the interviews with our pole sitters from each of the 3 classes at 4 o'clock after the racing has finished. So in an hour's time, if you're a pole sitter on the start line at 4 o'clock, then we would like to conduct an interview with you, which will then play online tomorrow as part of our coverage on RGMMC TV. So the